YouTube and on Periscope. So, hey, everybody. Hey. Let me just move so I'm not like looking back and forth and all of that chaos. So, I don't have a fixed location just yet. I'm actually going to see if I can work on broadcasting from 90s. So, anyways, I wanted to jump on because this is my very first podcast. Yay! I'm so excited. Okay, but kind of nervous because I don't want it to be just gibberish. I want it to be something that's uplifting and encouraging to our sisters, our queens. And I don't want to leave the kings out. I don't want to leave, the men behind because, hey, we need y'all. We need the men. But this podcast is going to be specifically about uplifting and encouraging our queens. Because a lot of times our queens will be walking around wearing multiple hats and they're stressed out. They don't feel like they're receiving the help that they should be receiving. And their crown gets a little heavy. It gets a little tilted. It kind of shifts to the side a little bit. So I want to just primarily focus on our queens. And periodically, I will have people that will pop on and say, hey, give their opinion. I do have a couple of millennials that will be joining the podcast periodically because of the fact that we need their perspective. I can't say I'm going to uplift and encourage queens and leave them out of the loop because they are the future. They're our next generation. And as we know, the millennials don't think like we think. We definitely don't think that we just don't think the way they think. They think they're invincible. They think that that they'll be here forever. They think that we'll be here forever because I'm raising some millennials. And so we need to just really kind of bridge the gap between the millennials, my generation, the baby boomers, and even the generation, before the baby boomers, because I was raised by a baby boomer. And of course, the baby boomers, they have their set mindset, they are just focused. Whereas what I am finding is that the people in my generation, and I would say like below 55 and over 35 or even over 30, like between 30 and 55, they tend to be quite open with the way, things should go, or I guess we're just a little bit more open. We're definitely more open. We are not dead set on it has to be this particular way. We're pretty flexible. We're pretty pliable generation. And then you have your millennials that just think they know everything. So one thing that I definitely am encouraging is that, definitely chime in, tell me what you think. Let me know how you feel. But like I said, this is primarily just a podcast that's going to be for the queens. And like I, posted on Facebook and everywhere else, I just want to encourage and uplift our queens and, do it in a way that the world doesn't know that your crown was crooked. Because, so many times we as women we are real, what's the word? We can be real nasty towards each other for no real reason. And we'll smile in each other's face, but we won't really help each other. Hey girl, I like that dress you got on, and then turn around and be like, she don't need to be wearing that dress. Ooh, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. I don't like that. That's not cool to me, because when you are trying to uplift people, when you're trying to encourage people, when you're trying to be a better person, um, there's none there. You don't have time for all that. I don't know. I just don't have the energy to like bash other queens. I just don't have the energy, the time, the patience. It doesn't even cross my mind to, really do all of that. We ain't got time for all that. So anyway, this podcast is going to be about self-care, and it's going to be about self-value. And a lot of times we're not taking care of ourselves. Let's just be honest. We are wearing, 25 different hats. We're driving the kids around. We're wives. We're sisters. We're aunties. We're daughters. We're best friends. We're, co-workers. We're, grandparents. All these different things. We wear all these different hats. We have so much that we are trying to accomplish in one day. And we get so inundated with life that we forget about ourselves. The flip side to that is not only do we forget about ourselves, but we also forget about our self-worth. And I don't want us to be in a situation where we are so bogged down with daily crap that we forget about ourselves. So anyway, this is just a couple of tidbits that I pulled off of Line, and I really think it would help if we were able to get kind of a bigger picture about what it is that we're really dealing with as women. So, the one thing that I noticed is that per the CDC, it says that heart disease or cardiovascular disease is the leading cause of death in women 20 years of age or older. So I just turned 45 a couple weeks ago, and I can honestly say that I'm probably in the best health I've been in over 2 decades at least. And I'm not saying that like, look at me, rah, rah, rah. I am saying that because it's never too late to get started with taking care of yourself, your body, your temple. And you don't need anyone to help you do that. You just have to be in the mindset that this is what you want to do. You want to live. You want to see your kids grow. You want to be around to enjoy life. You want to be able to walk up a flight of stairs without losing your breath. Tied into heart disease, you've got, smoking, you've got excessive drinking, drug abuse, all these different things, not sleeping, insomnia. All of these different things kind of play into the self-care. And I wanted to do this podcast about self-care because of the fact that by me being a massage therapist, I deal with a lot of people that get on my table and they are not healthy. And I'm not saying that they're not healthy always physically. It could be something that's emotional. It could be something that is mental. It could be something that is spiritual. So when I am saying self-care, I am literally referring to the entire aspect of self-care. It's not just the physical. I firmly and wholeheartedly believe that when you take care of the emotional, the physical is going to follow suit. And a lot of people that get on my table, and you may have seen me go live on my business page before on Facebook, but I will always say that I believe that the people who are laying on my table, barring any, car accidents or physical ailments, things that are unavoidable, a lot of people who get on my table are dealing with emotional trauma that's manifesting physically. It's just my thought. There is scientific proof behind all of that, but I'll let you guys, sort through all of the ins and outs with that. But anyway, so when we're dealing with heart disease, you're dealing with dietary, needs, you're dealing with exercise, you're dealing with knowing your family history. You're dealing with all these different aspects of your overall physical health. Unfortunately, there are so many people who don't know their family history. Why? I don't know. But they go through years and years not really talking to the elders in their family to find out, well, hey, how did so-and-so pass away? Why did so-and-so pass away? Okay, well, why is it that all of so-and-so's grand, kids or their children, why did they all die before 30? These are questions that we need to be asking our elders in our family. We need to be working on not standing in line for Popeye's fried chicken sandwiches. I'm just saying. They made a killing off of the African American population, I'm pretty sure. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't have one, but that should not be your primary thing that you're striving for. I mean, if it's a treat, it's a treat. But yeah, I know people that have gone back multiple times to get multiple sandwiches. So anyway, let that go. There's a lot of people that are not exercising. And the funny thing is exercise can be anything. I mean, literally anything can be exercise. It does not have to be anything that is structured. You don't have to actually leave your house. Or you can. It's up to you. You don't have to do it with people. Or you can. Stop making excuses about exercising. Sis, for real. Stop making excuses about why you can't stop eating chips. Why you can't get up and stretch in the morning. Why you can't wake up an extra 15 minutes early and walk around your block. Stop making excuses. Seriously, sis, come on. It's an excuse. I'm sorry. You don't want to live. You're making excuses. Everything that you're telling me, oh, my toe hurt, my ankle hurt, my wrap that stuff up and keep it moving. Oh, Michigan winters. Guess what? They suck, but they happen every year. They happen every year. So, I'm not convinced of the excuses. I had to get off of my stool of do nothing and decide, okay, do you want to live? Do you want to die? How do you want to do this? How do you want to make this happen? Because I was super unhealthy. And not to say that I'm uber healthy now, but I am definitely light years away from where I was about 2 years ago. I wasn't facing any health challenges, but I'm pretty sure if I had kept on the pace that I was going, I probably would have acquired some. And so I would like to think that I circumvented some things that were probably in my family as a hereditary illness that I may have kind of either prolonged or completely wiped out that particular issue or disease or illness that runs through my family. So then I also have to set the example for my children to help them to understand that they are responsible for their health, that they're responsible for self-care, that they're responsible for their dietary needs, their exercise regimen, all of these different things. So anyway, so yeah, exercise can be pretty much anything. I have seen videos on YouTube of women teaching other women or men how to twerk. And haha, I tried it and I got a good sweat off of that. So if that's what you want to do, make it happen, Cap. I mean, come on, sis. It's not rocket science. Just, just gonna do it. So anyway, we are dealing with a lot of high blood pressure, which also relates to heart disease. And high blood pressure typically runs in families, but is also very, very much stress related. Sis, whatever stress is knocking you off of your square and you are dealing with high blood pressure, your diet is off, you have insomnia, or you're sleeping way too much, you're depressed, you're unmotivated, whatever it is that is causing you to not take care of you, I need you to take a step back, pray about it, cry about it, scream about it, and let it go. It is not healthy. It is not recommended. And I really feel like there are people designed to come into your life to, I'm not going to say make you miserable, but they are designed to build you up or tear you down. It's completely your call. And it could be those that are the closest to you, the absolute closest to you. Like you love them unconditionally. And they are here specifically to drive you absolutely crazy. So you need to let go of toxic situations. That could be jobs, family members, boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband, whatever. And I'm not saying leave, but I'm saying self-care. Some people call it self-preservation, call it what you want. But yeah. Anyway, I'm going to let y'all marinate on that. Anyway, the next leading cause of death in African Americans is cancer. Now, I know cancer isn't something that we can necessarily control. It can go bad really quick or it's curable. And what I can tell you and recommend for you is there's too many different cancer to discuss cancer, to battle cancer, to overcome cancer, or to deal with cancer. And my suggestion is research them all. My family has a history of cancer, and oddly enough, that is not one of my fears. But at the same token, it is in the back of my head. It's not something that I say, it's not going to happen to me. Nope. I, get mammograms and, the yearly exams and all the extra stuff that I'm supposed to get just to make sure everything's supposed to be where it's supposed to be and ain't nothing wrong where it's not supposed to be. Sis, go to the doctor. Go get your boobs smushed. Yep, it hurts. It's uncomfortable. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. Yep. Hate the stirrups. Hate them. Hate that little warm speculum thing that they jam up in you. Terrible. worst feeling ever. Whoever invented it needs to be tarred, feathered, and burned alive. But guess what? Got to do what you got to do. Get on the table, make it happen, sis. For real. Like, seriously. I mean, this is, and you would think that this is like a no-brainer. And so it's like, oh, it's all well and good. And yeah, I already do all of that. So yeah, tell me something I don't know. But there are a lot of women who refuse to do anything of the sort. They don't like doctors for whatever reasons. Maybe they just weren't raised going to the doctor. Maybe they've had a bad experience with the doctor. Maybe they can't find a doctor. Maybe they don't have insurance. There's too many programs. I'm sorry. There's too many programs out there that will allow you free mammograms or highly discounted mammograms or referrals for free mammograms or clinics that will allow you to do what you need to do to take care of yourself. So, sorry, getting phone calls and I'm not quite sure who that person is, but all right. So anyway, like, not really understanding. So the next is HIV. Sis, HIV has been around for so long. And why are we still out here having unprotected sex is beyond me. It is beyond me. AIDS and HIV aside, there's still too many STDs out there that have no cures. No, there is no shot or pill. There's not enough penicillin to make it go away. So why are we still out here giving our bodies to people unprotected? First of all, why are we giving ourselves to anybody that is not even worthy? But that's much. It's just, it's way too much. I don't understand why our women are still dealing with high numbers of HIV. There is no penis or vagina that wonderful that risking the possibility of getting HIV is just that fantastic. It's just, and I mean, of course, I understand there's other methods of getting HIV, transfusions, needles, things like that. I get that piece. I do. But a lot of our people are being infected, and it's mostly because of unprotected sex. That's sad because this is something completely preventable. And we are just willy-nilly, just, yeah, I don't understand. So then that goes to your value, what's your self-value? What is that worth to you? What do you consider to be worth it for you to say, hey, I'm better than this. I value my life. I value myself way more than what I'm doing to myself. I mean, because in all honesty, that's a form of self-destruction. And I mean, if you want to self-implode, hey, that's on you. But sis, I'm not going to stand by and let that happen. Those that are in your circle should not be standing by letting that happen. there should be plenty of people in your ear like, hey sis, your crown is crooked. Like, let me help you get that. Like, what's going on? What's happening? Talk to me, holla at me, cry with me. Do we need to go? And I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. But what's up? What do we need to do to make this thing better? Because your self-value should be 10 times greater than the rarest ruby out there. It should be 10 times greater than that what's that necklace that girl threw in the water during Titanic? Yeah, her. Anyway. It should just be worth more. It should be worth more. There should be so much more value, so much more worth, so much more that you have to offer, and not just on a physical level. You are intelligent, you are bright, you are smart, and there needs to be a line in the sand where you say, you know what? I'm so much better than this. I'm so beyond this. I'm so beyond the BS. I refuse to settle for anything less than what I have, and what I deserve. And for those people that are not standing shoulder to shoulder with me, ready to fight this battle, then guess what? Kick rocks with no shoes on. Plain and simple. We really need to work on our self-value. That internal peace is priceless. There is nothing worth more than that. You can marry the man of your dreams, have the best job. And we see it in the news, all these famous people that are like committing suicide. And they have the best jobs. Like my dude, Andrew and Anthony Bourdain. Like I'd be mourning him like he was a family member or something. Like I knew this dude personally. You would think I did. Anyway, I loved his show. Oh my God, he was so real. I mean, he was a chef, got to fly everywhere, taste exotic foods, drink great beers and wines, and experience things that you would have never thought in a million years. But he brought it home. He was real with it. He was just down to earth, real cool dude. And you go and kill yourself. Like, man, you got everything. You got the best job. You got you get to travel like for a living. That's what you do. You taste new foods. You go to different countries and experience stuff. And you got money and you've got fame and you've got restaurants and yeah. That inner peace has to mean more to you than anything else on the planet. And a lot of times that might mean you have to give up things that you love, things that you like, people that you love, people that you like, jobs that you love, jobs that you like. I mean, I've been out of corporate America for 6 years. And it was a job that I just knew that I was going to be doing for the rest of my life. But I was not happy. That peace drove me crazy every time I drove to work. Like literally, it was terrible. Oh my God. Like migraines and stress and anxiety attacks and just terrible. And I was making pretty decent money, full benefits, like pretty decent money, if I must say so myself, like really pretty dang good money. Travel benefits, health benefits, life insurance, 401k, like the whole gamut, like all of it. And yeah, I had to walk away because I was miserable. And I miss it, but I don't miss how I felt. My peace was worth more than any paycheck. And there's some people that they'd rather battle through and deal with it. They, they don't want to give up. They would rather just stick it out and make it do what it do. But I also find that those people tend to leave their jobs and end up dying from heart disease. Which is pretty sad. So I made a list of some self-care things. And the first one is daily meditation and self-affirmations. And I really totally agree with self-affirmations. And I mean, of course, meditating as well. I don't sit still long enough to meditate because I'll go to sleep. I go to sleep instantly. So me and meditation really don't get along too well. Like I need to be moving and doing something. Like I can walk and pray, but I can't sit and pray because I'll go to sleep because I'll be too stationary. But self-affirmations can pretty much be anything, and it can be something that you change daily. It can be just, you have a full day and you can just tell yourself, I am productive. I got this under control. I don't have anxiety attacks because everything is going to happen the way it's supposed to, and I'm going to achieve what I'm supposed to achieve when it's supposed to happen in the time that it's supposed to happen. And if I don't, then I don't. And I'm not going to stress about it. Self-affirmations are so important. And then I actually used to have one that I taught to the kids, and I would make them say it daily. And I don't know if they even still remember it because they're much older now. But I recommend, Queens, if you've got, little kids, just get a little note card, stick it to the bathroom mirror, some kind of affirmation for the day. Something that they can say on their own. It doesn't have to be long and drawn out. And heck, even a self-affirmation for yourself, stick it by your bed. Stick it in your car. Me time. Don't feel guilty about putting yourself first over everybody else. And that includes your kids, your husband, your parents. Because if you are all broke down, I tell my clients this all the time. If you're all broke down, how are you going to help anybody else do what they need? If you're all messed up, like that doesn't even make any sense. You're all broke up, bent up, sick, ill, laying in bed, headache, stomach ache, dealing all kind of stupidness, tired, got insomnia, but then you got to run 12 different places to help somebody else. That's not healthy. You got to put yourself first. Queen, put yourself first. Queen, put yourself first. Queen, put yourself first. First. Not 1B. Not in the top 3. Not in the top 5. Numero uno. Like, period. That should be your peace. You need to be calm, cool, and collected. So, don't feel guilty about that. Sometimes you need to unplug, whatever that means to you. You don't always need your phone on. You don't always need the TV on. You don't need the music on all the time. Sometimes you can drive with no music. It's not a mandatory. You are able to turn your phone off. If everybody is home and it's at night, turn your phone off. Instead of staying up watching TV all the time, turn the TV off. It is possible. Sometimes you just need to sit by the water and chill. Like, for real. Take you a moment to just sit back and just be one with self. Removing toxic people, including family and close loved ones. Boy, that goes back to heart disease and self-worth and self-care. Man, that can be a whole nother show all on its own. So I'm just going to leave that one right there. We're going to tick mark that for a later date. A spiritual base. I didn't say a religion. I did not say that you have to be this, that, or the other. This is not a podcast to tell you that you need to be Christian just because I have a Christian base. It's not that. This is a podcast to encourage you to have some sort of spiritual base. However you see fit. I'm not going to force what it is that I believe on you because it might not work for you. I know what works for me, and that's having a Christian baseline. I am a spiritual person. So I actually look at different religions and I see different baselines that tie in with Christianity. And so I'm like, oh, okay, I can roll with that. There's some things about Islam I agree with. There's some things about Judaism I agree with. There's some things about Buddhism I agree with. So some people, they'd be like, oh, that means you're not Christian. Okay, you know what? Kill that whole conversation. That's not what this is about. I'm just saying get you a spiritual baseline. Something that is across the board that I can agree with this, and this. This is how I need to live. I read the 42 Laws of Mayat. Makes perfect sense to me. Don't know it? Look it up. Makes perfect sense. Support an accountability group or network. Get you a tribe that's going to tell you the truth. Sis, stop hanging around with people that they're always agreeing with you. Cut that out. Just stop. Just cut it out. Stop it. I am not going to be the one that's going to agree with you. If you're wrong, you're wrong. And I'm going to tell you you're wrong. Just like if I'm wrong, I want you to tell me I'm wrong. Because how do we get better if we're constantly being told, oh, girl, yeah, you right, you right, you right. No, I ain't always right. I need somebody to tell me don't go slash that dude's tires. I need somebody to tell me don't go punch that girl in the face. I need somebody to tell me that. Don't tell me I'm right. Nope. Don't tell me that. Because you're going to end up having me all kinds of backwards. My crown going to be all kinds of cockeyed and sideways. And you're not even going to tell me. You're not going to tell me. You're going to just have me out there just straight sloppy. So get you a for real support group and accountability group, like a for real tribe. One that they got your back 1000%, whether you're right or you're wrong, but they're not afraid to tell you, hey, sis, you wrong. You wrong. Okay? For real. Because, yeah, if you're going to be around me and be my yes girl, I'm straight on you. I don't need that. Nope. And don't be around people that be like, oh, no, you can't do that. That's that dream that you have, and you're telling them, okay, this is what I dreamed to do. Like I had somebody tell me some years ago, um, when I was running a nonprofit, and I mean I still have it, but I'm not very active with it. And I had a vision that God gave me, how huge this vision was. This girl told me, saying, you can't do that. You can't do that. That's too big. You can't do that. And I just looked at her like, who are you to tell me what I can't do? How you gonna limit me when there's a God that's bigger than me that can position people around me to help achieve what it is that he's telling me to do? Like, he wouldn't give me this if it wasn't possible for it to do. Like, yeah, it's my dream, but it's his reality. So anyway, I can get to preaching. Don't get you a for real tribe, queen. Okay, one that's gonna tell you when you are lopsided and crooked, when you are wrong, and those that got your back when you got these lofty dreams and your bank account says take your tail to work because you don't have the money for them lofty dreams. But they got your back nonetheless. They like, look, I'm gonna put my $5 with your $5, and we're gonna make this do what it do. Get you some of them. Mental health, man. That's probably gonna have to be another topic for another podcast, because us as Black people tend to just not deal with mental health. Why? I don't know. We just push it under the rug like it doesn't exist. We all have brains. We all have trauma. We all are dealing with something. Why are we acting like it doesn't exist? I don't know. I have no idea. But we need to stop that. Like, for real, ASAP, because these babies is out here killing people without remorse. And we're like, oh my gosh. Oh, why would they do such a thing? Because they had mental illness that was never addressed. Come on now. Like, it's not rocket science. We're gonna put a little tick mark in for that for later, because that needs to happen. Frequent vacations or staycations. You know what? I just started really traveling. Like, I used to travel quite a bit when I worked for the corporation I worked for. But I had to slow down because I didn't work for them anymore, so I didn't have the travel benefits. I'm like, ugh, you know. I tell you, this summer I didn't travel my tail off. I think I'm still recovering. I think I am, because you don't necessarily have to travel with somebody. Just go. And then you don't necessarily have to go anywhere. You can get yourself a hotel room in the very city you live in and order room service and have you a staycation and woosah and cry and write and wake up when you feel like waking up and answer the phone if you feel like it or not. Invite people over to chill with you, and then they get to leave and you get to go back to your bed and do whatever it is that you do. Like, you don't have to always be around people. It's not that serious. Sometimes you need to take time out just for you, to think about things that you want to think about and not have to worry about anybody else around you. Date yourself. Learn how to love yourself and not have to worry about sprucing up and going out with other people. You don't necessarily have to go out with somebody else. You can go out with yourself. Put on your best duds. Take yourself to a movie. Take yourself, out to dinner. Like, you don't have to go with, like, oh, it drives me crazy. People always, I don't want to go to the movies by myself. I don't want to look weird. Guess what? You're gonna probably look weird even with the person that you're with, because you're uncomfortable. Like, I mean, I don't know. That's just me. That's just my thought. You do not have to, like, go out with people. You can literally date yourself, for real. Like, learn how to love yourself. Learn how, if you're single, learn how to be single and loving it. Like, for real. Like, I'm single and I'm loving it, for real. I'm chilling hard. Like, I don't have to answer to anybody. I let my kids know where I am, and boom, that's the wrap. Like, I don't. That's it. Dress up for yourself periodically. I had to make some changes in my life that I'm like, you know what? I'm so tired. I used to dress frumpy. I used to do a lot of frumpy clothes, like, because I was much bigger than I am. And so I used to wear all these frumpy clothes. And it has been a process trying to get me to not be frumpy anymore and to, when I go shop for clothes that are actually flattering to my figure instead of the frumpy stuff that I was used to wearing. Because I was used to, okay, I wore a 2X, I'd buy a 4X just so I could like cover up all rolls and dips and stuff. And yeah, I still got some rolls and whatnot, but for the most part, like this is the extra large now. This is the extra large t-shirt. This is the extra large yoga pants. It's okay to dress up and to do things to make yourself feel pretty. Sis, it doesn't have to be for somebody, it can just be for you. It doesn't have to be for show. You can put on heels and makeup and lashes and get your hair done and sit at home and drink you some wine and be fine doing it. I mean, fine, like gorgeous fine, like period. Okay, I'm just saying. Encourage another queen. Sometimes you need to step out of your box and encourage someone like not ordinarily do. This podcast is something that I would not ordinarily do because this is a lot of talking. And I talk, but this will probably be the most talking I do all week, for real. So, what I can say is step outside of your box, queen. Encourage somebody else. We get so consumed with life that we forget that there are people around us that are watching us, that are looking out for us, that are hoping that we call and check on them. So, like, literally, there's a couple people that when I get off this podcast, I'm going to shoot them a text message like, hey, just thinking about you. I called a girl today, like, hey, just thinking about you, just making sure you all good. Support a younger queen. This is where I was talking about the millennials joining us on the podcast periodically. And I really think this is important because of the fact that they're watching our walk as an older queen. And I'm not an elder, but I am older. And I do have some experience and some knowledge that I know that there are younger queens watching. And so you have to continuously look at the fact that what example am I setting for them? And are you setting an example that is good or bad? Are you encouraging them like, hey, sis, I went through this. I don't advise that. Like, that's probably not a good move for you. That's probably not a good look for you. I probably don't recommend this for you. I don't think you should try that. Or maybe you should try it this way, and not necessarily bashing them, but just kind of steering them back on the right path, because their crown may be crooked, but they don't know. And they have peers their age that won't know it's crooked, but we'll know, we'll see it. And instead of talking about them, just kind of hug them, be like, hey, sis, what's going on? Like, for real, what's happening? Like, can I help you with something? Help a younger queen, like, for real. Help her straighten her crown. That's not difficult. Refuse to settle for less than what you deserve. So society always dictates what it is that we should or shouldn't be doing, what we deserve, and we have stigmas just being African American women. Squash all that. Like, for real, squash all that. I'm not even dealing with what society say I should or should not have. I used to get teased a lot. Oh, you sound like you sound like a white girl. You talk like a white girl. Guess what? Whatever. I'm not going to apologize that my mom did not allow us to speak slang in the house. I'm not going to apologize for that because she was preparing me for corporate America, which I had to deal with for a majority of my adult life. And even now, as a business owner, I still have to be able to walk into a room full of people outside of my race and relate to them. And I need to be able to speak like I have some common sense. And not to say that Black people don't speak like we have common sense, but there's just differences in dialect. Period. That's all there is to it. There's differences in dialect. And it's not a sellout. It's not, you just got to know how to, I mean, I'm not going to present um, my business to a board of directors of people outside my race and going there, hey, y'all, what up, though? Blah, 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 blah. They're going to be like, what did she just say? Who is she? What business? It's time to go. I ain't getting that money. I'm not getting the money. Just saying. Try something new. So yeah, try something, do something that you wouldn't ordinarily do, sis. Like, pick you up a hobby. Try something just expand your mind, like completely expand it. Like that box that you've placed yourself in, just blow that bitch up. How about that? Okay? Completely. Just blow it up because it's not serving you a purpose. It's keeping you boxed. It's keeping your mindset boxed. Why? When the sky is not even your limit, it's only what you make it. So whatever it is that you have set your mind to, and I can't do this. Oh, I can't do that. Oh, I'm not going to be able to do this. Oh, I don't have the capacity to do that. That's only because you said so. I believe that 1,000%. There's a lot of things that I've done that I didn't think I had the capacity to do. And I've done them. And I've surprised myself. Like recently, I went ziplining. Wanted to do it, did it. Loved it. Challenge yourself to grow. So that also ties in with the trying something new, expanding your mind. And, I definitely recommend challenging yourself to grow, picking up a book, learning a foreign language, experiencing a new cuisine. I'm very much into ethnic foods. American food, yes, all well and good. But give me something different. I love Indian food. Love Cuban food. I love Spanish food, Mexican food. Um, but there's so many different cultures out here. There's so many different things to learn. My recommendation is pick up, an article, 15 minutes a day. Pick up a foreign language, 15 minutes a day. A hobby, cross stitch, juggling. I don't know. Whatever is going to challenge your brain to continue to renew the gray matter that's floating around in there. Like it needs to be regenerated, and it's regenerated by learning new things. Like I play words with friends, and a lot of people are just like, oh, you just do that to distract yourself. Yeah, I do that sometimes as a distraction, but it also makes me learn new words because there's certain words that I'll put on there. And I'll be like, I didn't even know that was a word, but it went through. So it's obviously a word. So then I look it up. So, and then finally, make your passion your business. And I'm not speaking of an entrepreneurial mindset at this exact moment in time. I'm speaking more so of what is your passion, and make that a number one priority in your life. So if your passion is to uplift and encourage people, make it your business to uplift and encourage at least 5 people a day. If your passion is to learn how to sing, then make it your business to learn how to sing. Take some classes, YouTube it, sign up with a tutor. If your passion is education, make it your business to be educated, not just on certain topics. I mean, of course, unless you have like a particular focus, but make it your business to be passionate about what it is you're passionate about. Now, of course, we can go into the, entrepreneurial aspect of it and, make your passion into a legitimate business and, make money off of it and all of that for, goods and services, things like that. Okay, that's all well and good. But I'm speaking about, just for this particular instance, make your passion your business. So I have different passions. I have different things that I like to do. And I don't want it to ever be said, well, I didn't know she did that. Like, I love poetry. I love poetry. And so I make it my business to at least write maybe a piece a week, or look at a piece that I was working on and kind of go through and critique it and edit it and, complete it, or, read over it and be like, okay, well, where was I going with it? You got to make your passion your business, because it's nobody else's. It's yours. Grab a hold to it and do what you do. But sis, there's so much more to you than meets the eye. There's so much more to you than meets the eye. People see you from the outside in. They don't know all the different layers that make you you. One queen to another. I'm here to encourage and uplift you. I want us to fix each other's crown. If you see my crown crooked, I need you to fix it for me. You ain't got to tell the world that it's crooked. Just nudge me. Hey, sis, what's going on? What's happening? That's what I'd like to see. That's the unity that I'd like to see with our sisters. And I'm literally speaking for all women. You can be orange with blue polka dots. I don't care. I want to see you grow. I want to see you prosper. I want to see you propelled into a whole nother galaxy with how supreme you are. That's what I want to see. Because when you're propelled, then I'm propelled too, because we're all one. So I leave you guys with that. This will be the close of the podcast. I hope you got a chance to watch some, if not all of it. And I would definitely ask that you leave topics that you would like to see discussed. If you would like to join on a podcast, it will be once a month. It's going to be various times each month, so don't think it'll be at the end of each month. It'll be whenever I have the time, when I sit down long enough. But yeah, if you want to pop on, if you've seen this video and it makes absolutely no sense to you, my apologies. If any of it hit home to you, please share it. And make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and my Periscope channel. I will talk to you guys soon, and God bless. Namaste. Have a great night. Adios.